Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two 40% alcohol dark rums. One is very inexpensive, one is moderately priced. This is Calypso Gold. Don't know when it was introduced. It looked like a lady, a Mrs. Captain Morgan on the front. And then there's the story of the Greek mythology, Calypso on the back. So the label doesn't really make much sense. All right. Anyway, it's produced in Kentucky. Yes, it's a Kentucky rum, believe it or not, in Kentucky by the Sazerac Company, and it's bottled in Kentucky. So you don't usually think of rum coming from Kentucky, but they own a rum distillery there called Glenmore Distilling. And then a lot of other stuff comes out of that distillery too, but definitely they do a lot of rum now for the last about 3 years. So a lot of their rum production has shifted. It used to be imported from the Caribbean. Now it'll just say Caribbean style, stuff like that. Herbie says, hi, hello to you. Thanks for watching. Now here is Bacardi Reserva Ocho. Don't know when it hit the market. I think it was sometime in the last 5 or 6 years, but it's probably more like 5 to 7 years ago. But it is aged 8 years. And it is produced in Puerto Rico by Bacardi Limited and bottled at their Jacksonville, Florida facility. Yes, Jacksonville, Florida. You heard that right. It's not produced there. It's just bottled there. It's produced in Puerto Rico. Okay. So this one will run you about $30. Won't focus. Can't get it to focus. About $30, and you might run across it for 28, but it's not going to focus. More than likely you'll have to pay 30. Okay, I got a deal on it because about 5 years ago Walmart had a deal. Now it focuses. That's what it looks like. Walmart had a deal. Wooden cap. It's a neoprene cork, rubber, like they put on the bottom of shoe soles. Herbie says no audio. I have audio, right? Claude says, good morning, Mr. Ronald. Claude, you can hear me, can't you? Okay. This was $5.89 at Ralston Liquors in Houston, Texas. Believe it or not, $5.89. It's not a bad tasting product. Oh, audio is fine. Okay, so you might have turned your audio off, Herbie. Okay, check my labels. It's an okay product. It's nothing bad about it. The only complaint is it's a little too much wood and it's a bit too dry. Okay. So it doesn't have a whole lot of sweetness, and I guess it's intended. They made it that way for a reason, and they're saying they add a natural flavor, but I don't know what that flavoring would be because it just tastes like very dry rum. It doesn't taste like vanilla or anything added to it. So we'll put the Reserva Ocho here. If you want to call this a challenge, go ahead, but I don't think this will be very challenging. The chance of me mixing these two up in a blind taste test is zero. But I'm going to do all the dark rums I have against Calypso, just like if you have a football team, and they're having a bad season, you're still going to play all your games out. Unless there's some extraordinary circumstance where they have to be canceled or something like that. But I mean, yeah, you play the games. Look how pale it is. That is so pale. They're obviously not adding color to it. It looks like nearly clear, but it's got a little gold, like pale straw. This one is a deep copper. All right. So I have to close my eyes because if I see which is which, I'm going to know automatically. I'm going to be able to tell it apart on aroma. Here's the thing about it. Look, you can check me on this. I never mind. Some people do videos. They're video producers. They do beer reviews, wine reviews, liquor reviews, whatever. And they're real defensive, like standoffish. You had better not ask them any question or question them. Oh, I'm not talking about rudeness. Now, some people are rude and they don't know how to ask questions, and they deserve to get blocked. I can understand that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that are just defensive. Like you might say, well, I thought that beer was a lager actually. And then they'll be like, well, who are you? It's like, well, I'm just asking about it. You said it was an ale, but I thought it was a lager. Stuff like that. Like got a chip on their shoulder, that like real funny about stuff. And you can't question them, but I'm not like that. I mean, if I say something wrong, just tell me. I mean, you want to have the right attitude and everything, but I don't get defensive about that. When I taught high school and college, I never really had anybody question me because they just wanted to go to the class and get out, get their degree, whatever. They're just trying to hurry up, But in high school, sometimes students would ask me like, "Are you sure about that?" And I say, "Yeah." And I say, "Oh, let me explain what I mean by that." And then they say, "Oh, I didn't understand." So usually that's the kind of but I would always tell them, just because the teacher tells you this, don't believe it. You go find out for yourself. If what they're telling you doesn't sound right, go do research, check them on it. I say, if you come here and check me, I'm not going to get offended if you have the right attitude. So the point I'm making is that rum is allowed to have flavoring added and coloring added, and they don't have to, disclosure is not required. It's allowed, and they don't have to disclose it. They can, don't have to. Sazerac chooses to tell you rum and natural flavor. I appreciate that. Now I said allowed to have flavoring. I didn't say required to have it. They're allowed to have coloring. Obviously, they didn't put color in it. Oh, whatever one I'm showing. I got my eyes closed, right? So I don't know which one I'm showing right now. Not much aroma here, to tell you the truth. And even less over here. So I'm thinking on aroma, this has got to be the Bacardi, but I'm not picking up too much on the nose either way. So, oh, wait a minute. I'm starting to pick up some charcoal and different barrels because, Bacardi uses a secret blend of charcoal for their filtering. And I guess all the companies do, I guess that, but they make a point of emphasis with that. Ding, ding, Bacardi. Ding, ding, Bacardi. Obvious, so sugary, sweet, luxurious, succulent, if you want to say. Has such a depth of flavor, almost like a pancake syrup. Almost like that, but great. Is this a good value for $28, $30? Oh, yes, it is. Now, I didn't pay that. Like I said, Walmart had a deal. They had this one, the 8-year, and the 10-year, the 8 and the 10. And it came in a humidor for cigars with a dial, a gauge on the top, a glass case. Cedar wood with a glass front and brass snaps. Beautiful case. And contained 2 bottles. It was a holiday, these Christmas holiday packs. The 8 and the 10, and it was $50. I'm sorry, $70. But they had it on discount to $35. I'm not making this up. They had it reduced to $35. The wooden case and the 2 liquors. So I got all of that for the price of just that, plus $5. Amazing deal. My father on the phone, he was on the phone telling me, I don't even drink anymore, and I would buy it. He would buy it. He doesn't even drink, just to give it to somebody, just because it's so amazing. Starbucks Italian roast over here. Oh, okay, sounds good. Other reviewers use annoying special effects and bumper music. I know I don't like it. You discuss history, value, and content in your videos. Yeah, thank you. I really am interested in the products more than production values. And some people use music that's so loud it destroys the video. And then some people, I'm going to make a video one day about mistakes that beer reviewers make. One of them is too much busyness with graphics, effects, music. Another mistake is doing too many things in one video, and those are the worst ones, you know. Like they're going to taste 8 different vodkas, 8 different rums. They're all over the place on that. Oh, this, you can't follow it. They're all talking. It's you lose track. It's like a 20-minute video, and he's talking about 8 different. There's so many variables there. It's like, what have you shown? You know, and then they'll complain in the video. We need more subs. We need more views. Well, it's like, I want to tell them, but you know, they'll get upset. I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I really want to tell them what you're doing is a mistake. You could have a good channel with a lot of views, but you need to take those 8 rums, let's just say rum, and make 8 separate videos. Why are you trying to cram 8 different rums into one video that people aren't going to watch? That's the problem. You know, what's the rush? You know, you in a big rush. So you can make 8. Now you got 8 videos dedicated to each rum, each video, and you're going to start seeing the views coming in. And another problem, I got to make this video. Another problem is chasing views. That's a big mistake. Don't do that. You let them come to you organically. You don't want to be a hustler. I mean, you could do that. You can tell who those are out there. The ones that are out there doing that, you can tell they're hustling. You know, they're not really sincere to the hobby. This one's fine, but it is very dry, and the flavor's a bit thin, and you get a lot of wood kind of overriding. There's nothing off about it. It's not a turn off. I don't know what the flavoring could be. It doesn't taste like, maybe they forgot to put the flavoring in it. You know, but it's fine. For $5.89, no complaints. Now, if I had paid $20, I'll be a little aggravated, you know, but it's fine. All right, no problem. But it can't win these contests. It cannot win. It cannot win. How do you judge a product when you compare 8 different similar products at the same time? You can't. The video is like a total mess. I was watching one this morning. I said this video is chaos. I couldn't understand. You know, I couldn't follow it. It was unbearable. It was unbearable. Seem like nice people. It just that the format is wrong. All right. Well, thanks everybody. I'm going to watch the news now, and I'll be back tomorrow, God willing, with another rum taste challenge that'll be just as non-challenging as this, because I got the 10-year coming in, and you know that won't be a challenge. Thank you.